Good morning, everyone. Today is our second full day here in Singapore. We kind of saw the top main attractions yesterday. So today I think the plan is to explore the other side of the river, kind of by the Ferris wheel. We see that there's a couple parks over there. And then we are going to the Hawker Center for supper tonight, which I'm so excited about. It's a whole bunch of like kind of street food inspired things and stalls. So yeah, I think it's gonna be a really nice day. Thanks, hon. All right, so we got a little bit of a later start this morning. We tried to apply for the Indonesian pre-approval visa. So we spent about an hour on that and it didn't even work because I think our Wi-Fi was too bad. Yeah. So that's unfortunate. Yeah. And it's 10:30 and it's sunny and it's hot.
It's very hot.
I think we're gonna be trying to stick to the shade, but I think we're gonna try and find our way across the river.
Okay, so we just made it back to the park by the Marina Bay Sands again. To be honest, this site never gets old.
It's still amazing, even though this is probably our fourth time at the same park in 2 days.
It's really hot out. Okay, so we've made it to the Ferris wheel area, like directly behind us. This is like the site of Formula 1 next week. So I'm obviously a big fan, like I mentioned in the last video. So this is really cool to see like all of the gates and the barricades and everything that are going up for the track. Needed a quick refreshment. It is so hot today. Need a quick orange juice.
Okay, so we've just sat down for a little bit because I think it's like 31 degrees, feels like 37 or something today. So we just need a little bit of a breather. And I just want to say, yesterday when we were doing kind of the main Marina Bay's area, everything was super impressive. But sometimes it's really hard to appreciate just how like magnificent and like a staple kind of building is when you're right close to it and right underneath of it looking up. And I will say, like, it's completely worth it to come to this side of the water to view the Marina Bay Sands Hotel, that building from this side. It's just like jaw-dropping. It's so good. It's so worth it. Definitely add it to your list of things to do.
Okay, so it's getting really hot out, so we are gonna head back to the hostel and cool off a little bit, so we'll see you there. Okay, so Robin and Graham here from the future. We wanted to give you a hostel tour, but there wasn't really a good time for either of us to like do a tour in that hostel. A lot of people just hanging out in the common area. Robin will kind of get a little bit more in depth.
We got a couple clips of it that we wanted to show you.
So Robin's gonna give you a little tour now.
So we're staying at the River City Inn hostel and we paid for a 6-bed mixed dorm. I believe Graham and I are paying about 43 Singapore dollars-ish a night, if I'm remembering correctly. So definitely more on the steeper side is kind of what we would consider.
Especially for the level of accommodation that it was.
Yeah, so I would say that if you're looking for a nice, more budget, more basic hostel in Singapore, this one is really nice. However, I will say that if you're looking to meet other young backpackers, or you know, if you're looking for more of like a social vibe, this is probably not the hostel for you. It just wasn't a super great fit for Graham and I would say. And we don't want to say like really anything negative because the hostel itself was fine.
Yeah.
It did what it needed to do. It was a place to sleep.
And it was in a fantastic location.
Oh, the location
like the location
was so
of it was
nice.
so good. We were maybe 15-minute walk to the Marina Bay Sands. So that was really good.
Yeah, I would say it just attracted a little bit of an older crowd.
Definitely. Longer term living rather than like social hostel.
So it's not like we would maybe recommend this as your first option, but it was okay for us. And we just want to be really transparent with you guys. Like, we want to show you where we're staying. We give you recommendations when we think things deserve it. And yeah.
I think that it's a good spot, but you probably can find
a little bit
better
better
option.
Yes. Okay, back to the video. All right, so after a couple hours of productivity at our hostel, it's finally time to go out. We are headed to one of the hawkers centers called the Albert Center, and we're gonna meet a friend there.
So we're at the Albert Center having supper currently with our friend Paige. She got a hot tip from some of her friends that she met in Bali who are actually from Singapore, saying that the best places to find food in Singapore and kind of big cities like this are all of the places without AC. I can tell just by the way I'm sweating that there is no AC in the Albert Center, and the food just kind of backed that up. It was unbelievable. Definitely recommend coming here.
Alright, so sorry we didn't do a super great job at kind of telling you and showing you the Albert Center. The friend that we were meeting, she's from Saskatoon, but funny enough, we only ever see her in a foreign country. We saw her in Croatia, and now we're seeing her in Singapore, so it's been really nice to chat with her. Plus, she was just in Bali, and we're heading to Bali tomorrow. So we just had so many questions, and we just kind of lost track of time. But anyways, we've made our way back to the waterfront in the Marina Bay area because we're going to see a light show, which is super cool. It's free. It's on every single night. There's a whole bunch of people already lined up, but I think we're gonna try and see if we can squeeze a spot by the railing to get a nice spot for the show.
Yeah, the light show is at 7 and at 8 every night. So it's right offset timing from the Gardens light show. So it's really easy to see both in one night if you're only here for one night, or see one night and see it on the other night. So
yeah, so that's what we're gonna go do. Alright, so we just finished the light show and it was amazing.
That was so cool.
It was so cool, I loved it, and it's free, so like honestly, why wouldn't you go do it?
Yeah.
Paige got a recommendation from a local she met here and said it was something that you can't miss, and I 100% agree. If you have time, go see the light show.
Yeah. Also wanted to just kind of give a wrap-up thoughts on what we kind of thought about our last couple of days here in Singapore. Overall, after our bit of a messy travel day and ending up here, this was like a really pleasant surprise. I think that neither Robin and I weren't really expecting weren't really expecting this out of Singapore. So we were both very pleasantly surprised. The people have been awesome. The food's been great. Obviously, Marina Bay has been so cool. We've been here both days.
It's just really cool that they've found a way to kind of harmonize like a huge, beautiful, grand city landscape with like nature and gardens, and it just seems like everything here is just so extravagant.
Yeah.
It's just so like big and bold, and there's just so much like hustle and bustle
Yeah,
here in the city. It's so fun. One
thing too that we both pointed out, kind of to go off that from Robin, is some of the architecture here. You'll see in like some of the clips that we post here, like there's plants and stuff growing out of some of the buildings, and like for us being from middle of Canada, that's pretty extraordinary, and
yeah,
like it's pretty cool how they harnessed nature and the big city to make it so harmonious. So very cool.
We've loved it, and honestly, I would say for how we did it, where we weren't really paying extras for things, we found that 2 full days was enough for us to see and do everything we wanted to do.
For sure.
If you're coming to Singapore and you have like a little bit more money and you want to go to things like the botanical gardens or other kind of paid areas, I would do like 3 or 4 days, just depending on how much you want to do here. But 2 is enough for us, and I am excited to finally get to Bali tomorrow.
So this is where we're gonna end the vlog. We will see you on our travel day to Bali tomorrow.
Bye-bye. Just wait.
Okay. Okay. Let's do it.
No, maybe not.
Maybe not.
No, different ending.